Teachers, good morning. Welcome to this next video on EquatIO. So in this video, we're going to be showcasing one of their newest features called Mathspace and some of the really creative, innovative ways you could use it now within your Google environment. If you've seen previous videos to this, you've noticed that, EquatIO was there. I have another Mathspace video that was created, but never to this extent where Mathspace is now integrated into Google Slides. So what I'm going to show you here is a really cool way of creating a formative assessment lesson that takes the frustration out of using EquatIO within Google Forms, because there's a few glitches that happen in there where you create an image, but now when students upload their image, you're seeing some data, not images. So this takes away all of that. So let me show you how we're going to do this. So if you notice, I do have a Google Slides open. And I'm going to click on the EquatIO button right here in my tab. I need to be logged into my Google account to get this. Okay. Now right here, you'll notice EquatIO's Mathspace has a new logo for you waiting to be launched. So when you click that, it automatically creates you this new Mathspace that you could share with your students in Google Classroom. And if you notice, because you launched it within Google Slides, it's still attached to that Google Slides, and this feature will come in handy here in a second. Now, I don't know what this equation is. I literally just found it on Google Images. I'm just showing you. The reason I'm going to use this equation is to show you how accurate EquatIO has become. So if I'm not in a Google tool and I click on the EquatIO icon right here, I get this EquatIO floating toolbar. I could click on the screenshot reader and I can select that entire equation. And yes, I know this is really complicated. Great high school teachers, you probably get this, so good for you guys. EquatIO does this little thing, and when it's done, it'll actually start reading it out loud. I'm going to stop that. Oh, sorry. Let's just do that again for one more second. Here it is. It'll do its thing. Now, instead of just stopping it, I'm actually going to click on the three dots, and I'm going to click on copy that latex code. Now I'll stop that. I don't need that anymore. Now I could go into my Mathspace, click on my equation editor, and I could actually just paste that in there and make any changes I want, right? Elementary teachers, junior high teachers, by all means, use any equation you want and you could change it, okay? I'm just showing you how far I could take this software now. When I click on Insert Math, it just takes it right in here, and now I could resize it, change it. Notice how the font doesn't get all pixelated anymore. It's just adapting with me. I could write down some equations for my students to maybe some instructions, By the way, if you notice, if you type, it types in italics, which means these are all variables. If I don't want that, I could just click on the slash button on top of the enter key, type in the word text, and then hit enter. Now, when I type, this is a test, you notice that it is no longer in italics. When I'm done with that, I can just hit tab or enter, and now I can keep typing a variable, x squared if I wanted to, right? So that's how you go around doing that, okay? Insert that. You know what? There's all that stuff there. If I don't like it, I could click on that edit math. I could go in here. I could delete as I need to. All that stuff is all available to me for this portion now within EquatIO. Now, the feature that I wanted to show you guys is this. I can either click right here, and if I click right here, this equation, all of this math goes back into the original Google Slides that I had open. So to make it a little bit less cumbersome on the eyes, I could just move that out of the way, and now I can move this as I need to. If I want to edit the math again, click on edit math. It will reopen that Mathspace for you to change it if you would prefer, right? So like I'm saying, there's a lot of different ways now we could use EquatIO, okay? Now teachers, the next part of Mathspace I'm going to show you is this. So if you notice, This has been done now within Google Slides. Okay, and EquatIO Mathspace, if I'm using it with Google Slides, kind of feeds Google Slides. But what if I want workflow? I could do workflow in here where my students now do the same thing and keep populating in Google Slides, or I could do this. And if you notice, I opened a new tab and I clicked on, I have a link created, but the link for it is equatio.texthelp.com. It's right there. If I launch it this way, not with the bottom bar, what I can do now is open my own math space. Okay, now in here, again, I could go to that exact same equation. This will all still work, right? I could still highlight that, grab that really crazy complex equation. I could still click on the 3 dots when they appear, and I can still copy that code. Now, in this new math space, what I want you to notice is this. I could still paste that code in here and put it in there. But notice up here now, that upload button is gone because I didn't launch Mathspace this time from Google Slides. I actually launched it from equatio.texthelp.com, the website. Okay? So if this is the question I want my students working on, again, I would give them instructions. I could click on this share button right here. Show you what it says right here. Okay. Now, if you notice, some of the options are make a copy for each person and expect a response. And if I do that, I could hit continue. EquatIO does its thing, and I get the Google Classroom button. Now, at this point, this should look very familiar to you if you are a Google Classroom user. You just choose the classroom that you're wanting to work on. You choose if it's assignment or a question or announcement, and you click on that Go button. In here, you'll give some instructions for your students. Do you want to make a point value or ungraded, a due date? You know the rest, right? And then you could have the either assign button immediately, or you could schedule it for later review. Like I said, at this point, this should look very familiar. Now, the only difference is this. Google Classroom, where you'll want to go see this activity, it actually will not be in here. This activity, for you to check it, this activity is actually to go, you have to go back into the Mathspace location where you originally created it. It's then here, and then you'll see it under your assignments in here, and then you'll see all your kids' work for that assignment right here. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Thank you very much.